Hello everybody, welcome to today's Bitcoin video, and today's Bitcoin analysis is quite nice because I'm gonna show you certain charts that are gonna indicate that we are at certain bottom right now and we need a big bounce right now. So this what's happening right over here right now indicates that maybe we are already at the bottom. We might maybe push a little bit down further towards down, so I'm gonna explain why, but I think we are already at some kind of bottom. We are definitely at very low levels and everything is looking to push towards the upside sooner rather than later, at least the way I see it, because oftentimes when you are overextended towards downside, you are hitting some kind of low levels, it just might be that you're gonna push towards upside pretty soon. So let me start explaining with this first chart what I'm seeing right now. So as you can see down here, after the big dump down here, we have been consolidating in this area over here, and there have been some these lines down here. Those are the short-term support and resistance lines, which are very nice to have when you're trying to figure out the price in the short term. But I'm also gonna show you long-term support and resistance lines. So what's happening here? We had a big dump down here. We tried to climb back a little bit towards the upside. We could not go high enough. This was automatic, some kind of automatic response. Right now we are trying retesting those lower levels down here. You can see here we are stopping right here at the weekly 50 moving average. Very, very important level. Down here is the daily 200 moving average and another support line. So there's also a lot of support down here. But you can see here that these support lines over here at 49,000 got broken towards downside. This support got broken at 48, and right now we are holding this weekly 50 moving average. Very important line, and if we hold this line, it just might look like we just might make it. So over here, what's happening over here? I'm going to show you up here. I'm going to show you a pattern over here first. That's this pattern, these three candles. This is called Morningstar Doji. Big red candle, doji, and a big green candle. This is Morningstar Doji. Often indicates some kind of a bottom, some kind of reversal pattern. So you can see here we got this reversal pattern. We went down, but we did not go down below the previous lows down here, which is quite good. So this might have already indicate that we are at some kind of bottom on the 4-hourly chart on Bitcoin right now. So this what's happening right now after that, it's not that important. We are just retesting the lows at 50. We might actually fall below it. This isn't be all end all pattern, but it's at least at one of the signs that are telling us that we might be at some kind of bottom down here at 50 moving average. Now 50 weekly moving average, really important moving average. We want to hold it. So why is that really important? Let me show you. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Look at this yellow line. You'll see this yellow line holding right now over here, but you'll see previously this is the yellow line that's been holding us ever since the bull market started up here, and it can indicate some kind of bottom right now for us. So we like that. So we like this 50 moving average to hold. We do not want to fall below 50 moving average because that's going to also indicate some very bearish territory. Now we did have a big move towards downside without stop. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 red candles in a row, and 4 red candles in a row. Technically, sooner rather than later you get a weekly green candle. So that's what we're expecting very soon. I don't know if it's gonna be next week or week after that, but you cannot have red candles all the way towards downside unless you are Evergrande. You can have red candles all the way to the zero, but Bitcoin won't do that. So we are looking at this 50 moving average as a very important line of support. So down here what we have right now is the weekly 50 moving average, and we called yesterday bottom down here on 1 minute chart. Down here it was very good bottom on a small time frames. So this 50 moving average is holding, but to actually continue going up and keep the bullishness, we gotta cross. I'm gonna show you the line that we gotta cross. This is the line, guys. This is the line that we gotta cross, and you can see here we are just getting smacked. This is the support, this is the trend line that's smacking us towards the downside, and we gotta cross this line towards the upside. We gotta cross this line towards the upside, and I think as soon as we do this over here, we cross this line towards the upside, this trend, short-term trend, this trend over here will be broken, and we might consolidate for more or even go towards higher highs. So we're gonna see how this is actually gonna play out, but right now the line I'm watching is this line. So why am I saying that we are are some kind of bottom right now. We can check with now let's start with another chart up here. Let's start with this chart up here. This is a long-term chart of Bitcoin, and what I'm going to show you right now, that down here where we are right now, I'm sorry because it's not that much zoomed in, but down here where we are right now, these levels are really low. This is an RSI indicator down here, and you'll see that we are all the way at the bottom, down something like 31 or something like that. So this indicates some kind of bottom. And why does it indicate some kind of? Let me show you previously how has this played out when we have been at 30 levels. Okay, so you can see down here when we get these kind of lows down here, previously we had it down here at 30 levels over here, and you can see this was the big dump down here. So we did go down, but you know, these were the lows. So can we do something like this over here? We can, but you know, these are the lows. These are the lows. These are the lows right now, and you can see previously down here also the big dump down here. You can see here, we you know, when we went towards downside, we got this move towards the upside. So you know, this was some kind of bottom, right? And before that, entire bull market never happened. Here we came close to some kind of 32 levels, but not even this was you know, as low as right now. Corona dump over here, that happened. This over here was the bottom. There was a couple of hits up here, 1, 2 hits up here on this bottom down here. Also this, you know, this week on the downside, and these moves on the bottom down here. So you can see every time we hit these lows, we get some kind of bounce. Not necessarily, this is you know, doesn't say necessarily that this is the bottom for forever and we're going to go into some kind of bull run, but it does say it's some kind of a local bottom. And you can see here clearly that, you know, these levels indicate some kind of very low levels. These levels can persist. This is a capitulation dump down here that happened. You can see this persisted for something like a month's time or something like that, give or take, from over here all the way to the bottom side. This persists for a long time, but these levels down here, you can see they do indicate some kind of bottom. This persists for a longer time up here, but every time we got some kind of bounce. We got some kind of bounce now up here towards the upside, right? We got some kind of bounce down here, or you can see here, down here, and over here, this bottom down here. So you can see all of these bottoms where we get big bounces, they do come on these very, very low levels. Even the bull market up here, they do happen. You can see here, these two never came this low. This one did over here. Let's go a little bit more back until we get into the bear market. So I'm going to explain to you how this actually looks up here as well, down here. You see, these are kind of some kind of very, very low levels. Over here, it persists for a longer time, actually. Over here, it persists for a long time, and this can happen. But I'm going to explain to you right now that this part over here is actually some kind of a capitulation phase. I'm going to show you why. You can see here how many times we hit these lows down here. These lows down here, and then you got these parts over here, and you got this part over here, and you got in 2013. So as you see right now on the daily chart, that these lows where we are right now, very, very low on some technicals indicator like RSI on the daily chart, and that might show that we are at some kind of bottom. So we like that. So we like that. We're gonna keep that. The next chart I'm gonna show you is the weekly chart. This is the weekly chart, and you're gonna see here that we are not actually where these capitulation phases have actually occurred. You can see that these capitulation phases are at the very, very bottom. This was a long capitulation phase. This is a short-term capitulation phase where we, you know, dropped down and went sideways. But you'll see that these capitulation phases on the RSI on the weekly time frame, we are right now not yet there. We are right now there, but we are pretty close to those levels. But you can see that these levels down here, they indicate this capitulation phase. So when we go below some kind of 42 levels or something like that, they indicate capitulation down here, up here, up there. This is the corona dump down here. There was a small dump down here as well, over here, some kind of capitulation phase, but they indicate some kind of capitulation phase. You can see here that on a previous dump up here, I'm sorry it's not zoomed in, but you know, this stamp over here, we never went below the 42 levels, you know, capitulation phase. So we went pretty close to the bottom and then bounced towards the upside. You can see right now that we are going towards the downside, toward this line up here. And if we cross this line on downside, this will be capitulation phase, but we are not quite there. But we are at some very low levels, and we have a pretty good chance, you know, to bounce right back up again. So maybe today is Friday, so we got a couple of days more. Maybe we're gonna get a couple of days more on the downside, and then we'll be pretty close to this 42 levels down here, where we are having, you know, nice bounce towards the upside. What's happening on the chart up here? This is the weekly chart. I'm gonna show you pretty quick up here right now. What's happening here is something also that we call hidden bullish divergence. So you can see the price is you know, above previous low down here. It's we haven't gotten to this low down here. It's above the previous low, but the RSI went on the downside. This is called hidden bullish divergence, and oftentimes it does you know, push us towards the upside. Now we already know that we are at 50 moving average on the weekly time frame. We know that we are at some kind of extreme lows on the daily time frame. We know that we are pretty close to capitulation phase, and we are sitting on very good support. We also got this weekly, you know, bullish hidden bullish divergence on the RSI. So right now everything is pointing in the direction that we are at some kind of very low levels, and pretty soon we're gonna have a big bounce. Okay, when I say bounce, I don't say because on this channel we are, you know, tech analysis, short-term tech analysis, so we only look what's gonna happen next. We don't know what's gonna happen in a year's time, you know, how the price will, you know, we don't do Elliott waves and stuff like that, but we are pretty confident in this, some kind of bounce will come. Now how big the bounce is gonna come and stuff like that, that's gonna be important. So we're gonna keep on following that, you know, and if we can get above certain levels up here and go continue towards the upside, it's gonna be super bullish. But we're gonna continue following the bounce and see how it actually plays out. But this looks very bullish. And for the last chart, let me show you which chart I'm gonna use up here. Yeah, I can use we'll use the same chart. This chart is okay. So for the last chart, what I'm gonna show you, I think it's on this one up here. Yeah, here I can show you on this one up here. Let's go to the daily time frame, and you'll see on the daily time frame, this down here is a MACD indicator, and you'll see that the MACD indicator, this over here, these histograms shows momentum. So when it goes fast towards the downside, you have big momentum towards the downside, but when it goes to the upside, you know, so momentum is increasing towards the downside, but this is increasing towards the upside. So when you have the price going towards the downside and you're having a momentum increasing to the upside, it means that the dump is slowing down. So look what's happening here, guys. Look what's happening here. We are have been going down for a very long time, but ever since up here, somewhere up here, you can see somewhere up here at the top, the momentum, overall momentum, not just, you know, we are not looking at these two as a separate, we are looking this as one whole, and you can see that the momentum is decreasing towards the upside while the price is still going towards the upside. This is also one of these indicators, a divergence in momentum, that tell us that we are right now getting to some kind of very low levels, and right now, you know, the change towards the upside should come pretty soon. So I'm pretty confident right now that we are at some kind of bottom, especially this 50 moving average is holding right now like a champ. So all is good and then in the world of Bitcoin right now, the way I see it, I don't think we're gonna dump that much further down. Can we dump down more? Yes, we can. Let's see here the chart up here on the 4-hourly chart. So like I said, this line up here is very important on the 4-hourly to break to the upside. I think once we broke on the upside, I think we're gonna see a big moves to you know, big moves towards the upside as well. But until we have broken that, we can still go a little bit more sideways. We can even fall down to some kind of 200 moving average. We can even fall down to some kind of bigger support lines like we showed over here. These are long-term support lines. This is the 50 weekly that's holding right now. This is the 200 moving average. We got a 45 levels, 43 levels, all the way down. We got some kind of 30, 38, 39. But I don't think the 38, 39 levels, even 30, 35 levels, they are just not realistic right now because we are so oversold on the downside. So if we do go down, I'm looking again at the 200 moving average. Maybe some kind of big dump to 45. It's gonna be really hard to get some kind of 43 levels, especially since everybody says, what everybody talking right now is about this week down here, and everybody says that, you know, we gotta, you know, go back to the week down here. we don't have to do anything, you know, we don't have to do anything. So the way I see it, we, you know, probability to the downside down here, pretty decent. It can happen to the 200 moving average, pretty decent. Down here, it can happen. Down here, very unlikely. And, you know, 38, 39 levels, right now, I don't see them without a big bounce. So I think we have to have a big bounce towards the upside. First, you know, maybe up to, you know, weekly 20 moving average, maybe even above that, you know, if we can actually close above the weekly 20 moving average up here before Monday, that's going to be super bullish. But right now it does look like we are at some kind of bottom. It does look good, and you know, it's only the question only is how big bounce is gonna be. Are we gonna get above the critical levels? Are the bulls are gonna come in right now and, you know, push the price pretty high and stuff like that? So it is interesting. I think we are at some kind of bottom, and that's what I got for you today. Big long video today. I don't know, 15 minutes. Why did I do this? I don't know how to make short videos, guys. I'm sorry. I like to talk, you know. And that's that. Remember to subscribe to the channel, you know, check out the Patreon link down below. Also, I got a new channel for tech analysis. If you want to learn how to do technical analysis, check out the new channel. The link in the description does. Guys, take care. Bye-bye.